Welcome back to Trail of One, everybody. Guess what? I'm in the tow truck today, in case you couldn't tell. Sarah is behind me in the white Suburban. It's back with a 6.0 in it, and we're taking her on a little test run. Actually, we've kind of been testing it. If you haven't seen the last Arkansas Road Recovery video, you should go check it out. We've been in the Ouachitas for a couple days helping search for Joshua Caskey. He went missing a while back. Go check out that video. I'll put a link in the description so you can learn more about that missing person case. And so we're still in the area right now. We're in the Ouachita National Forest, and we're going to be keeping an eye out again today for him, for his car or anything like that. But we're also kind of doing some exploration and checking out some cool places down in this area. So we're going to have some fun. It's going to be interesting. There's no telling we're going to get into. I think we're about to hit a creek crossing, so we're going to start off with a good creek crossing, I think. Let's take a look at this crossing before we attempt it. This one can get pretty deep. There's not a lot of these in the Ouachitas that are like this, but there's no low water bridge, and this one definitely can get pretty deep. So it may be too deep to cross. I'm not sure. Sarah volunteered to check the depth. I have a feeling it's pretty deep. This is probably the deepest thing we'll have the tow truck through, so we'll see how well it does. If it doesn't work, we'll pull it out with a Suburban, because there's a lot of things kind of unknown on this truck about how well it's going to do in deep water. Let's find out.
Box turtle.
Boxcar turtle.
I'm pretty happy with everything right there. It's not a deep water crossing, but it's not an insignificant water crossing either. We've been through deeper in the Suburban for sure, but still one that you gotta still kind of keep your eye on a little bit. we've stopped off at this spot here, which is actually pretty unique for the area. It's this bottomlands area, and it's supposedly a good spot for looking for birds and stuff. But if I remember correctly, this was created by beavers damming up a section of the creek out here, and it created this wetland area now. So it's kind of neat. A lot of snakes out in this area, I'm sure, but it's just interesting and a little different. Watch the 10 on that. I don't know if they'll clear that branch there.
I was watching your boom.
And turn into a dead end. Now we'll see how good Sarah is at backing up. I was able to turn around. There's not room for both of us. She's got to back up a little further. Said the engine on the Suburban was running a little funny, and so I got to looking. I could hear, looks like we've got our EGR deal here. Maybe the bolts came loose, so it's kind of flopping around, and we got a hose that's busted there, but it's just EGR stuff, so I believe so. It's not really important. It just may run a little funny and throw some sensors off, so shouldn't be a big deal. I might be able to clamp that hose off, but I'm not 100% sure on that. There's not really anything I can do about that, so we're just going to roll with it. It's not really going to hurt anything. It's just going to make the engine run a little funny and throw a check engine light. We may do an EGR delete later. I don't know. There's an easy way to do that. You can basically blank those off and change a little programming. And some say it gives you more power. I don't think it really does. It's just there. So we're going to roll with it. Should be fine. If it's not, I'll figure something out. So we're kind of going to be hop-skipping around portions of Lake Ouachita today, kind of looking at the recreation areas and places like that, because we're kind of still keeping an eye out for places where Joshua the missing person might have gone and camped out or something like that. So we're going to roll through some of these and a few kind of neat things in this area. So it's going to be a little different than usual, but should still be fun. Pretty nice little campground here. Lots of trees and shade. There's some big kind of grassy areas with trees over them for picnicking, or not for picnicking, for tent camping. There's actually no picnicking. It's not a day use area here. It's just a camping only. So it's a nice spot though, especially if you wanted to be right on the lake, be able to put in a boat and go fishing or skiing or something like that. So nice area. We're trying to find a spot to stop for lunch, so I guess we'll have to keep moving. Somebody needs to clean that windshield and put some AC in this truck. Going through the little town of Mount Ida. There's a little cafe here. I don't know if it's got good food, but I'm guessing it does. Unfortunately, we're not going to go eat there. We're going to go make some sandwiches somewhere. We have stopped off here in Norman, Arkansas, because they've got a cool little tiny library. It's the smallest library around that I know of.
It says open, but it's not open.
Pretty sure we have as many books in our house as this library has in it, but it's a neat spot to stop off and look at real quick if you're passing through. There's a historic old school here, and it's a museum now, but it's only open a couple of days out of the week, and it's not open today, so we can't go inside. It's a neat old building though. So we stopped off for lunch here at a little park in Norman, and right across the way is a Caddo Indian Memorial area. And evidently they were digging, like the city was digging to do like some waterworks or something over there at one point, and they started finding like bones and remains and stuff, different things, and they found out that it was a burial ground. So this area where we're at is in the Caddo Hills. The Caddo River is nearby. Caddo Gap is a little community down the road, which is named after actual Caddo Gap, which is a gap in the hills, in the Caddo Hills. So kind of a neat area, and all the Caddo name comes from the Caddo Indians that used to live in this area. So kind of learning a little bit of history as we go here. Sarah likes to do a little research when we start finding stuff, and then she just goes down the rabbit hole and finds all sorts of interesting information.
From Canada, that they said they had the world's smallest library, but Guinness Book of World Records rejected the claim and say they don't have a category for it, but they obviously used to, because it's in the one in Alabama, and this one used to have it.
We're in downtown Caddo Gap now. We're gonna go into the Mercantile here and check it out. I think it's gonna be kind of neat just from what I'm seeing on the outside.
That's a till.
In the Indian Nation. Well, we have made our purchases. We all got some stick candy and some jelly and a couple Louis L'Amour books. So we've got all the important necessities in life. So right here near Caddo Gap, this is the old swinging bridge. And this is the most complete one that I've seen. There may be, let me know if you know of a swinging bridge in Arkansas that still exists. I know most of the rural ones out in the Ozarks are long gone, but this one, there's a little bit left of it, not much. But at one time, I'm sure this was the pathway across the Caddo River here, so pretty cool. All right, leaving the swinging bridge, I think we're gonna have to head towards home for today. We were gonna do some more driving, but with that EGR deal on the Suburban, I probably should try to seal that up, because it is technically letting air straight into the intake there. Well, that kind of routes, yeah, that routes back up into the intake. So I don't want to drive any more dirt roads, because I'm afraid we'll get a lot of dust in there, and that would be unfiltered air getting in. So I think we're just going to stick with pavement. Should be okay. It's not ideal, but it should be okay. And we're just going to head home for now, and maybe tomorrow we'll get to go do a little exploring in the Ozarks. So we'll see. Not exactly what we planned, but we're kind of running behind schedule today. We had some different stuff this morning, so we've still got to see some cool stuff. It may seem a little boring to you guys, but for us, it's been pretty cool. My muffler just fell off the tow truck. This is going to be a noisy drive home now. It was only on temporarily, and it's not on temporarily anymore. I guess I need to get the exhaust actually finished now.